why your strength is killing you, and how softness will save your life. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world right now. Welcome to Soft Girl Era, the sacred space where strong Black women unlearn survival, rediscover softness, and reclaim the joy, rest, and freedom they deserve without guilt, without apology, and without explanation. I'm your host, LeAnne Dolce, pronounced Dolce, like sweet softness whispered in French, and I am your guide from burnout to boundaries, from doing to being, from strong to soft, and loving every second of it. Today, I want to share something with you that came from a deeply transformative conversation I had recently with Chant'e Lindsay. Chant'e is not just a voice in the wilderness, she is a warrior who has walked through the valley of survival and emerged on the other side, not hardened by the journey, but softer, wiser, and profoundly whole. She understands what it means to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, to show up for everyone else while quietly drowning inside, and then one day to finally choose yourself. Chant has dedicated her life to helping Black women break free from the chains of toxic strength, to redefine what it means to be resilient, and to create spaces where healing is not just possible, but celebrated. Her work is changing lives, breaking generational cycles, and rewriting the narrative of what strength truly means for Black women everywhere. What she shared with me, what we explored together in that sacred conversation, is something I believe has the power to revolutionize what a the way we live, the way we love ourselves, and the way we show up in the world. So let's talk about something that might sound at first a little bit strange, maybe even uncomfortable. Let's talk about the idea that your strength, the very thing you've been praised for your entire life, might actually be killing you. And let's talk about how softness, gentleness, rest, and peace, especially for Black women in business and in life, are not signs of weakness. They are, in fact, radical acts of strength. They are revolutionary. They are healing, and they are absolutely necessary. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. You might be saying, LeAnne, I've been taught my whole life that strength means never breaking, never crying, never showing vulnerability. I've been told that resilience means pushing through pain, carrying everyone, and never asking for help. I've been told that I have to be the strong Black woman, the one who holds it all together, the one who never complains, the one who sacrifices everything for everyone else. And I get it. I really do. Because that's what so many of us were taught. That's the script we were handed. That's the cape we were forced to wear. But here's the truth that Chant'e and I talked about. And it's a truth that I want you to sit with today, to really let it sink deep into your bones. That version of strength, that constant grinding, that endless giving, that refusal to rest, it's not sustainable. And more than that, it's not healing, it's survival. And survival is not the same thing as thriving. Survival is what you do when you have no other choice. Thriving is what happens when you give yourself permission to choose differently, when we prioritize our own peace, when we choose healing, when we allow ourselves to be soft and gentle with ourselves. We don't just transform our own lives, we break generational cycles. We show our children, our grandchildren, our communities a new way to live, a way that honors rest, that celebrates boundaries, that makes space for joy, a way that says, I am worthy of peace, not because of what I do, but because of who I am. Let me share with you a story that illustrates this beautifully. There's a woman named Mealy Teal. Maybe you've heard of her, maybe you haven't, but Myleik is the founder of Curl Box, and she built a multi-million-dollar business in the beauty industry. Now, that alone is impressive. But what's truly remarkable about Myleik's journey is not just her business success, it's the way she got there. It's the path she chose. Myleik was facing burnout. She was overwhelmed by the expectations placed on her as a Black woman entrepreneur. She was exhausted, running on fumes, trying to be everything to everyone. And instead of pushing through, instead of wearing that exhaustion like a badge of honor, instead of saying, I'll rest when I'm dead, she made a different choice. She implemented boundaries. She invested in therapy. She openly discussed the importance of mental health with her team and her audience. She said out loud, I am not okay and I need help. And you know what happened? Not only did her business thrive, but she also inspired a community of Black women to prioritize their own wellness and to redefine what it means to be strong. Myleik started Curlbox back in 2012 after noticing a lack of accessible hair care solutions for Black women. She grew the company while sharing her personal growth journey on social media and her podcast. She didn't hide her struggles, she didn't pretend everything was perfect. She showed up authentically, vulnerably, and powerfully. Curlbox became a leader in the subscription box market, and Myleik's advocacy for self care has been featured in Forbes and Essence. She shifted the conversation around Black women's wellness and entrepreneurship, encouraging others to embrace softness, strength. Now, let's think about that for a moment. Myleik didn't succeed in spite of prioritizing her mental health and setting boundaries. She succeeded because of it. Her softness, her willingness to be vulnerable, her commitment to her own healing, those things didn't make her weak. They made her powerful. They made her whole. And they created a ripple effect that touched thousands of other women who were watching, waiting for permission to do the same. But it doesn't stop there. Let me tell you about another woman, Trisha Hersey, the founder of the Nap Ministry. Now, when I first heard about the Nap Ministry, I thought, what is this? A ministry about napping? But the more I learned, the more I realized how revolutionary this work truly is. Trisha champions rest as a form of resistance and healing for Black women, especially those overcoming trauma and generational stress. Think about that. Rest as resistance. In a world that tells us we have to be productive every single second, in a culture that glorifies hustle and grind, in a society that measures our worth by our output, Trisha is saying, no, rest is sacred, rest is necessary, rest is healing, rest is an act of rebellion. Trisha's own experiences with exhaustion and burnout as a Black woman in academia and ministry led her to study the history of rest and its importance in Black liberation. She discovered that rest deprivation has been used as a tool of oppression for centuries. Our ancestors were denied rest, they were worked to death. And that trauma, that legacy of exhaustion, lives in our bodies today. Trisha created the Nap Ministry to educate and empower Black people to reclaim rest as a necessary act of self preservation and healing. Her movement has inspired thousands to rethink their relationship with productivity and healing, leading to improved mental health and resilience. The Nap Ministry has been featured in the New York Times and NPR and has sparked a national conversation about rest and healing. The movement has helped normalize rest and softness as essential for long term success and well being in Black communities. Rest as resistance. I want you to really hear that because when we rest, when we choose peace, when we set boundaries, we are resisting a system that wants to drain us, that wants to use us up, that wants to keep us in survival mode forever. And when we resist that, when we choose softness instead, we are not just healing ourselves, we are healing our ancestors, we are healing our children, we are healing our communities. We are saying the cycle stops here. And then there's Morgan Harper Nichols, a Black poet and artist who uses her creative platform to promote self love, healing, and gentle strength among Black women. Morgan navigated self doubt and the pressure to conform to traditional notions of strength and resilience. She struggled with anxiety and self worth. She felt the weight of expectations pressing down on her. telling her she had to be perfect, strong, unbreakable. But after struggling for so long, Morgan turned to art and writing as outlets for healing and self discovery. She shares her journey of embracing softness and vulnerability through her art, poetry, and social media presence. She has built a global community of followers who find encouragement and healing through her work. Her words have become a lifeline for women who feel like they're drowning, who need someone to tell them it's okay to not be okay. Morgan's work has been published in major outlets, and she's collaborated with brands like Target to bring her message of gentle strength to a wider audience. Her story has inspired countless Black women to embrace their softness, set boundaries, and pursue healing. As a form of empowerment, she has shown us that vulnerability is not weakness, it is courage, it is power. It is the key to true connection and authentic living. So, what do Myleik, Trisha, and Morgan all have in common? They chose softness, they chose healing, they chose peace. And in doing so, they didn't just change their own lives, they changed the world around them. They gave other women permission to do the same. They created movements, communities, legacies. Now, I want to bring this back to something deeply personal. Travel became my peace. For me, it's healing. When I'm on a beach looking out at the ocean, I feel God the most. It's like He whispers, "See, I brought you through it all." It's also symbolic. Traveling reminds me that I can move beyond anything, whether it's emotional pain, financial struggle, or loss. Movement means growth. And now, when I pack my bags, I'm not running away from my past. I'm celebrating that I made it through. My children have seen me at my lowest, but they've also seen me fight for better. Hearing them say, "Mom, we're proud of you," that's everything. It reminds me that my healing didn't just change my life, it changed theirs too. Sometimes we don't realize how much our growth impacts the generations after us. I want my children and my grands to know that no matter how rough it gets, there's always light on the other side. I used to think being strong meant never breaking down. I thought I had to carry everything on my back, smile through pain, and never show weakness. But over time, I learned that softness isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's knowing when to rest, when to release, and when to let get handle it. My soft girl journey started when I stopped fighting everything and started flowing. I learned to love myself again, gently, patiently, and fully. Now, I live in that softness. I create boundaries, I choose peace, and I protect my energy like it's sacred because it is. So here's what I want you to take away from today: three key truths that I hope will stay with you long after you finish listening to this. First, healing and softness are not signs of weakness. They are powerful tools for personal and generational transformation. When you choose to heal, when you choose to be gentle with yourself, you are not giving up. You are leveling up. You are choosing life over survival. Second, choosing peace and setting boundaries in your professional and personal life can fuel your growth as a leader and entrepreneur. Boundaries are not walls, they are bridges to a better, healthier, more sustainable version of yourself. They are the foundation upon which you build a life that honors you. And third, your journey toward healing and self love doesn't just impact you, it creates a legacy of resilience and hope for those who come after you. Your children are watching. Your community is watching. Your ancestors are watching. And when they see you choose softness, when they see you choose peace, you give them permission to do the same. So here's my challenge for you today, and I want you to take this seriously. I want you to ask yourself, where in your life can you choose softness over struggle? Where are you still carrying weight that isn't yours to carry? Where are you still saying yes when your body, your mind, your spirit is screaming no? This week, I want you to set one new boundary, just one, or practice one act of self care that honors your healing. And then I want you to notice, really pay attention to how it impacts not just you, but those who look up to you. Notice how your peace creates space for others to find theirs. Notice how your rest gives others permission to rest. Notice how your softness inspires others to put down their capes. Because here's the truth, and I need you to hear this. Really hear this. Softness is not weakness, softness is wisdom, softness is strength, softness is survival, softness is revolution, and softness is the future. The world doesn't need more strong Black women who are silently suffering. The world needs healed Black women who are loudly thriving. The world needs you, whole, rested, peaceful, and free. So I'm asking you today, will you choose yourself? Will you choose softness? Will you choose healing? Will you be the one who breaks the cycle? Will you be the ancestor your descendants thank? The choice is yours, and the time is now.